Sure. So maybe let me share my screen. I have a short
Sure.
presentation.
Okay.
And what I'm going to focus more today is not so much on the technicalities of the strategy,
Mm.
but
Okay.
in terms of the power of the strategy and what it can do for an average Canadian, right? Because we are here to help average people become, or not average in a derogatory manner, but common people uh, who have an employment or having their own business, and they want to do more than what is right now being offered to them.
Right.
Okay, so let me share my screen, and then we'll
Okay.
walk you through the presentation. Uh, Let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Here we go. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, um, the topic I sort of given to this presentation is called using mortgage financing to supercharge your wealth. Now, it's probably not something that a lot of people think about. Mortgage is
Uh-huh.
looked as a liability, as a debt, but
For
I
sure.
think it's a great tool to, in fact, increase your wealth.
Right. Okay.
Hope I have piqued your curiosity by by making that statement.
Yeah. Yeah. And show it to us.
Absolutely. Okay. So, just a small summary of myself. As I said, I'm a mortgage agent. I'm a Smith Maneuver certified professional. I am associated with Mortgage Alliance, so I'm an independent mortgage agent. And my book of business primarily deals with real estate investors, helping them sort of take equity out of properties, grow their portfolio, as well as people who are trying to sort of upgrade their homes or buy new properties and things like that. So it's more oriented towards people who are looking to sort of purchase more than one or grow their portfolio. So
So,
that's the
in other
focus of
words,
my business.
sorry, Neil. So what you're
Sure.
saying is that your specialty is into a investors. You have the especially like you're an investor like yourself too. I would assume, no?
Yes, absolutely. I am.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, okay. So people that are watching us right now. So not everybody is cut in the same cloth. There are mortgage broker out there that specializes in the investors mortgage. It's your not your traditional mortgage. So and Neil just happened to be one of them, and he happens to be a Smith Maneuver certified professional. So there you go.
Thank you, Alex. And again, if you go to my website, which is homeandmortgage.ca, you will find that it looks pretty different from what you would find on other mortgage brokers' websites. So whenever you get a chance, feel free to go have a peek. Okay, so again, I think Alex already mentioned this is supposed to be generally a general information sharing session, supposed to highlight to you the power of Smith Maneuver. But as Alex indicated before, please, before you're taking a real action at your end, please do consider and consult with a professional. Again, the topics that we're going to cover covers a couple of different domains. So domains like taxation, investments, mortgages. So it's not just one person or one professional that you would have to consult, but rather a group of individuals. And again, if you're working with me, that is one other aspect. I have access to people who on all these domains who are aware of Smith Maneuver and can help you provide a wholesome service. Okay,
Okay.
so this is what we are going to cover sort of at a high level today. We talk about general aspirations of Canadians in general. What are some of the key challenges that we face day to day basis with respect to our finances? I will sort of give you a peek in terms of what potential solution will and is and how it's going to address these challenges. And we will primarily focus on walking through an illustration of somebody that I had helped as to how they would be able to benefit from using this Smith maneuver. If time permits, and again, if it isn't too complex, we'll also maybe look into a bit of the mechanics of the solution also. And again, Alex, as we go through this presentation, please feel free to interrupt me, ask questions,
Sure,
so that we
absolutely.
can make it more meaningful to the audience.
Sure.
Okay. So, Alex, maybe I can start with the question right off, right? So, as somebody who is who is having your own business, couple of properties and whatnot, right? What is the main reason behind whatever you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain goal that you have or a basic need that you're trying to address?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So people might need to have may need to jump into a secondary property, like
Mhm.
so they want to have access to a quick cash, or through a like refi, right? So
Mhm.
that's what most people uh would, I think, would benefit when it comes to type of this type of maneuver.
Sure, absolutely. Again, my question is a bit more broader in the sense of why are we doing what we are doing today, right? I am about 44, 45 years old. I'll probably look at retirement, maybe retirement in another 20 years or so. But I think from my perspective, right, whatever I do today is to make sure that I'm able to live the way that I want to live my life, maintain a certain degree of standard for my life, for my loved ones, my children, my spouse.
Hmm.
And I think that is what primarily drives us today, right?
Correct.
So making sure that we are able to sort of maintain how we are living today, or maybe even do better.
Right.
And I think that is what is probably a struggle for most Canadians, because as long as people are working, they have an active paycheck coming in, everything is sort of taken care of almost, right? But
Hmm.
when suddenly that tap switch shuts off, you don't have a regular salary coming in, then how do you sort of make sure that all your expenses are covered, especially when you're talking about a scenario where we have high inflation, high taxes, and whatnot.
Hmm.
So, and that brings us to the challenges that we have, right? As I said, high inflation. If you look at the media today, you would hear that
Yeah.
inflation levels are as high as in the last, the
Absolutely. Yeah.
highest
And
in
it's
about
gonna
last
keep
40
going.
years
Correct.
in Canada, right? And similar is the case down in the US as well. So high inflation is a big problem for us. Second is, um, given that inflation is high, your living costs are expected to be way higher in your senior years. So not only people are living longer, but with a higher cost of living, you need to have a bigger kitty for your retirement to be smooth, or to be for you to be able to maintain a certain living standard, right?
Hmm.
And that is a challenge, because after having paid for all expenses and the mortgage that we have on our tiny homes but big mortgages, there is very less left for us to save towards our retirement,
Right.
right? The third aspect, and again, maybe you are closer to that thing, which is the property prices earlier, before the pandemic, were rising primarily in the urban centers, right? Like the GTA or Greater Vancouver area, or big metropolitan cities like maybe Montreal, right?
Right. Right.
But what has happened is now prices are increasing all across Canada.
Yes.
Do you see that as a challenge, Alex? From when you speak to your clients, what do your clients think about that? It's that kind of phenomenon.
Yeah. I mean, it's a challenge, right, for our client to be able to afford a secondary home, or
Mhm.
just getting in, right? So it's, yeah, that's where the challenge when someone trying to get into the real estate market, right? Because
Absolutely.
the market is very high. Inflation is high. Like the cost of living was high,
Mhm.
and most Canadians cannot afford what they you know what the normal price of house is supposed to be.
Absolutely. And again, I just want to link these two aspects, right? So our savings for retirement, the box that you see on the left hand corner bottom, and the top, right? So
Hmm.
typical strategy with Canadians used to be that, okay, I have a big city home. Come retirement, I will think about maybe selling it and moving to a smaller city, or maybe downsizing,
Okay.
right? But that strategy is now coming more and more into question, because, well, yeah, you might get a big not ticket, or you might get a big return from selling the house that you have in a big city like Toronto. But again,
Hmm.
uh, that cash doesn't go so far as it used to in smaller cities now, because prices have risen or are rising everywhere,
Yes.
right? So downsizing is not going to be so easy, nor is going to be, the ability to move to a smaller city and still have money left over to cover your retirement. So
Mhm.
that's a new challenge which is coming our way. The third,
Correct.
of course, is anecdotally we know that taxes are higher in Canada. So a significant portion of our paychecks go towards taxation. But again, we do get the benefit of it in terms of healthcare and whatnot, right? So, but again, write off, I think a major chunk of our income goes towards taxes. Now, let's maybe explore that tax aspect a bit more. And though we know our taxes are high, Alex, maybe you might be aware as to how much portion of your tax or your income is going towards taxes. Are you,
You're talking about realtors.
or maybe at least a
Re-
percentage?
We're the number one audited by the CRA. So almost half of our taxes, if we have to like report it, will goes to the CRA, right? So
Yeah.
just like what you said, taxes in Canada is very high.
Okay, so let's explore that bit, and that is where maybe I want to do that first exercise.